Your energy is more important than your time. You can get your time back tomorrow, but if you waste your energy today, you can't think, you can't focus, and you can't perform. Most people don't even realize it, but they're tired before the day begins. They say they want to be successful, but they don't protect the one thing that fuels everything: energy. You can have great goals, but if your energy is low, nothing moves. You feel stuck, frustrated, and behind. If you're always tired, they're waiting for their turn to talk. And if you keep explaining yourself to that kind of person, all you're doing is draining yourself dry. You lose your focus, you lose your calm, you lose your clarity. You need to understand something that took me years to learn. Your energy is limited. If you give it to the wrong situations and the wrong people, you will not have enough left for the right ones. You could have a great plan, a strong work ethic, and the right vision, but if your energy is scattered, it won't matter. You'll be tired before the real work ends. Every time you explain yourself to someone who's not really hearing you, you give away a little part of your drive. You give away your confidence. You start to question your own judgment. That's not growth. That's destruction. And it's slow. You don't see it at first, but you feel it. You feel it in how tired you get around certain people. You feel it in how your mood drops after a 5-minute conversation. You feel it when you start avoiding your own goals because you're too caught up defending them. So stop defending what you believe. Just live it. Stop proving your value. Just deliver it. Stop justifying your decisions. Just stand behind them. The people who really matter won't need explanations. They'll see the work. They'll respect the discipline. They'll notice the effort. The ones who demand constant explanations are the ones who are secretly hoping you doubt yourself. And when you stop explaining yourself, their grip on your life. You owe it to yourself to protect your peace. If someone doesn't respect your time, stop giving them your presence. If they mock your vision, stop giving them your voice. If they twist your words, stop giving them your truth. Your job isn't to win everyone over. Your job is to stay true to what you know is right for you. Because when you spend your energy explaining, defending, and correcting, you're not moving forward. You're standing still. Worse, you're sinking. Now, I understand why people explain themselves. I really do. You want to be understood. You want to be seen. You want to be accepted. That's human. But you have to realize not everyone is meant to understand you. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Not everyone should have the power to pull your attention. And the sooner you realize that, the stronger you get. You stop chasing opinions. You stop needing validation. You stop waiting for someone to say you're right. And you start saying it to yourself. Self-respect means you know when to walk away. It means you know the difference between explaining to clarify and explaining to please. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll know which one you've been doing. Sometimes the reason we feel stuck isn't because we lack motivation. It's because we're too busy talking to people who don't even value what we're building. Imagine how much clearer your mind would be if you stopped replaying conversations that didn't matter. Imagine how much more peace you'd have if you didn't carry the weight of other people's confusion about your life. You don't need to make sense to everyone. You don't need everyone to agree. What you need is to stay focused on your mission. What you need is to keep your energy clean. If someone misunderstands you on purpose, let them. If someone mislabels your silence, let them. If someone doubts your path, let them. You don't owe them an explanation. You owe yourself results. You want to master your energy? Start there. Stop explaining yourself. Save that strength for something better. Speak where your words can grow. Invest your time in people who are building, not criticizing. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be cold. Just be unavailable to nonsense. Be unavailable to small talk that leads nowhere. Be unavailable to arguments that go in circles. Be unavailable to the need to be understood by people who refuse to understand. Here's the truth. You can't move forward and keep looking back. You can't grow if you're still stuck explaining your roots. You can't win if you're drained before the game even starts. Your future requires more energy than your past ever deserved. So protect that energy. Guard it like your future depends on it, because it does. Every successful person you know has learned this lesson. They don't waste their mornings fighting to be heard. They don't chase opinions. They don't over-explain their moves. They let their results speak. And that's what you have to do. Let your growth be the response. Let your discipline be the answer. Let your peace be the final word. Some people won't understand your silence. That's okay. Some people won't get why you stopped talking. That's okay too. You're not angry. You're just focused. You're not distant. You're just protecting what matters. And when you do that, when you finally stop explaining yourself, you'll feel something powerful. Freedom. Freedom from approval. Freedom from noise. Freedom from trying to fix what was never your job to fix. And that's when your energy starts to rise. That's when you get your clarity back. That's when your mind starts working again. You start showing up with purpose. You start finishing what you start. You stop hesitating. You stop second guessing. You move, you act, you grow. So I'll tell you one more time, not to convince you, but to remind you of what you already know. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't listen. They're not your problem. Your energy is. And when you take care of that, everything else begins to change. Number 2, take breaks before your mind starts breaking down. Most people push themselves too far and then wonder why they can't think straight. They wait until their body crashes, their mind shuts down, and their motivation disappears. But energy doesn't vanish all at once. It fades slowly. It's not a dramatic collapse. It's small moments of neglect. And one of the biggest mistakes you can make is refusing to pause when your mind is asking for rest. You don't need to wait for burnout to know you're going too far. The signs show up early. You feel irritated for no reason. You find it harder to focus. Simple decisions start feeling like pressure. Your patience runs thin. You become numb to what used to excite you. That's not laziness, that's mental fatigue. And if you don't take it seriously, you'll end up stuck in cycles that keep repeating because your mind doesn't have space to create something better. Rest is not a luxury, it's part of the process. And if you ignore that, you'll pay for it with confusion, mistakes, and a lack of progress. The goal isn't to work nonstop. The goal is to stay clear, consistent, and sharp. And you can't do that if you're tired all the time. You can't master your energy if you don't know when to pause. Taking a break doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you care enough about your goals to protect the mind that's going to reach them. If your mind shuts down, your ambition can't carry the load. You can't build anything strong from a weak mental state. And too many people walk around exhausted, pretending they're fine, performing routines with no soul in it. That's not strength. That's damage hiding under discipline. It's easy to fall into the trap of doing more. Pushing yourself feels productive. But if you're not thinking clearly, what exactly are you producing? More mistakes? More confusion? More rework? That's not forward motion. That's mental spinning. Taking breaks is not about being lazy. It's about being wise enough to know when your best thinking has left the room. You don't need a week off to reset. Sometimes you just need 10 minutes with no noise. Sometimes you need to walk away from the screen and breathe. Sometimes you need to get outside, look up at the sky, and let your thoughts slow down. When your mind slows down, your clarity rises, and clarity is what helps you make strong decisions. You don't need to be on all the time. That mind, you're not a machine. Even machines have cooling systems. Even the best cars need to be turned off. But somehow we expect our minds to keep how cluttered, how